What's up, guys? My name is Noah. This is the Gun Row Garage. Today we're just going to finish some of the wraps and bits and pieces on the Jeep and get it ready to get back on the road. So let's get started. Alright, so let me kind of show you guys what I got going on here. So quarter guard, I'm starting to get these prepped, so I'm using just some of, I don't know where I put it, oh, right here. So some of this, basically it's just like a weather stripping stuff. You can just get it at like O'Reilly's. Over on the Jeep, so everywhere where the bed liner and the wrap meet up, I just ran over it with some clear coat on a paintbrush, just to kind of hold this edge down and to protect, you know, the paint wherever, say if the knife caught it a little bit too much, just so we don't get rust. But yeah, I did like 2 coats of that. You know, when I go to peel the wrap off, it'll still probably come off pretty easy, but just a little extra thing just to protect it. And then coming around back, so I got this whole swing out on, and it looks awesome. Super sturdy. You can see it's fully adjustable. You can go up and down on it. It's pretty cool. And then I got these hinges cut, so I still gotta paint them, but they definitely look cool. So excited I did that. It all works really well. You know, works just like it did before, but they just look a little cooler. And like I said, gotta rewrap the tailgate, but we gotta wait on the wrap for that. Got the back of this all wrapped. Everything's looking pretty good. To this side, you can see I got these quarter guards on. Got the front fenders on. Everything, it's looking really cool. Really happy with it. Yeah, and you can kind of see where we did all the foam. You know, it just adds a little extra something to clean up those gaps. So just kind of an attention to detail type of thing. Same thing in here. Yeah, so, and like I said, we just gotta wait on the hood, which just kind of sucks, but everything else is looking really cool. So I'm going to get back to work on getting this other side done and show you guys the results. Alright, so gotta give you guys an update before I get a little too carried away here. I know it actually looks pretty far along, but I really haven't done as much as it looks like. Kind of just got some things finished up. So we got the rest of the body armor all mounted up, and came out really good. The foam strip in there, I think, just really finishes this off nice. You know, it adds a really clean edge to it. I got the doors all mounted up, kind of where they need to go. These hinges still have to be wrapped. Those are going to be green. I ended up getting the new light bar, so I did the Rough Country Blackout series. You can see it has that really cool kind of black backing to it, and I think it looks really clean as opposed to, you know, the chrome backed ones with the double row. So I think it just looks a lot more slick. And I just actually only have this kind of mocked up. These aren't all bolted down. It's really, I just put it on just to see how it looks, because the whole windshield has to come back off while we do these, and some of the brackets behind there I got to clean up yet. So I got the doors and the latches back on. They actually fit really well, all things considered. You can see that body line there. All that looks pretty good. These hinges, I think I might just touch up the paint on them and not actually repaint the whole thing, because they are in pretty good shape. I mean, they're brand new, but there's just little chips that need to be touched up, so I might just do that. We'll see how it looks, just a little less work. But you can see in here, I ended up running some of this grip tape that I got at Home Depot along this rail right here, and that's because if you have a Jeep, this area right along here gets so scratched up from people getting in and out and kicking their shoes on it and whatnot. So that should protect the wrap a lot. It's also going to hold it down a lot better too, because this is pretty sticky, so should work out pretty good. Looks really good. Kind Kind of got the striker in there. I'm still working a little bit on these edges, so you know, it needs to come down a little bit, but like I said, windshield's coming back off, so we can get to that in a little bit. Got the body armor all on. It looks great. The rear swing out working really good. These I still actually have to pull back off because we got to clean up those edges, but all that's working pretty good. I just got the latch thrown in just to kind of get a feel for it. Whoops. So that's all working pretty good. I ran the grip tape along there too. Really clean up that edge a lot, and you know, protect it from stuff sliding on this. We still got to bedline this, so I got to get around to doing that. I'm gonna have to remake this mount right here, do something different. So I kind of tried to throw a rib nut in there, and it just didn't really work how I wanted it to. So I'm gonna mess with that a little bit yet, but you know, just something we got to work on. Now this is the glass for the doors, and I actually ended up throwing just like a 20 or 35% tint on it. It was tinted before, but whatever tint was on it was very purple and didn't look good, so I hope that'll look a lot better. I kind of want it to be darker, but we'll see. You know, it's one of those things you don't really know until it's in there. So alright, so I got this grill all pulled out, got it all disassembled. So this, we're doing semi-gloss black, we're wrapping it, but it needed a bunch of cleanup work. So the first thing I had to do down here is, you can kind of see this is kind of welded and pieced back together. So a few years ago when I did the body lift on this, the nut in there broke. So I had to cut this open forever ago, and I did a poor job at it. And so now I have a bolt that's just welded in there, so this just kind of drops into place, and it actually works out a little easier for aligning the thing. But finally actually got this welded back together so that it's one piece. It's flat, got some paint on it, so we're good there. Right here, so the factory, they weren't rib nuts, they were actually nuts that were kind of welded on the back. Two of those were broke, the bolts were broken off inside of it. They were just all over the place, just didn't really work well. So I drilled all those out, then put some new rib nuts in there. Did that on both sides, so that'll be really nice. Then I just went through and cleaned everything up, because this was all kind of just scratched up from over the years. So I just quickly cleaned it up, scuffed it with a Scotch-Brite, and just shot it with some gloss black spray paint. So we're looking really good there. Now we, sec here. So now we got to prep the front of it. So some scratches there we got to clean up. Same thing there. There's little chips here and there. There's a tiny little rock chip right there. It's kind of a dent, so might have to fill that. But really just needs some cleanup, a good wet sand, and then we can wrap this the semi-gloss black, and should look pretty good. Alright, so before I get a little too carried away, do a little update. So I'm kind of rushing right now because I'm trying to take this up north this weekend, and I leave tonight. So I got a few things that we're still trying to get back together, but I got the front grille completely wrapped. It actually came out, I'm really happy with it. It came out really good. So semi-gloss, or like a satin black, that I used a 3M wrap for, and came out really nice. These headlight bezels, I painted those. I got these grill inserts on Amazon, just kind of complete it all, and it looks really clean. So that's nice. Got the fenders completely mounted in here. They came out pretty good. I'm working at getting the fender liners mounted in. Ended up throwing a riv nut right in there so that we could bolt there, but those are going in pretty good. So as far as the hood goes, so I don't know if you can actually see it on camera, but these are essentially two different colors. If you step back, you can see it's just way off. And so the reason for that is, like I said, I ran out of this green, and so I didn't know when this was coming back in stock, so I went and got this from somewhere else, so it's a different brand, and I tried to match it as best as I could just temporarily until the other stuff comes back in stock, and it's just way off. So I kind of wish I would have just done black temporarily, but we did this, and then the second I did this, the other stuff just happened to come back in stock. So I have that on the way, so the second that gets here, we'll peel this off and redo it. But the hinges wrapped. You can kind of see I did some of the what's it called, the weather stripping in there. I'm gonna go back through and use the razor blade to clean that up a little bit, but that's just to let it seal a little better. Light bars all mounted up, all this is done, all came out really good. The fenders I repainted. I still got to mount them, but they're just touched up. I got the fuel door that I have on. I gotta get a new lock for it right now. I just got a bolt that kind of hooks in there, but you know, I'll work on that later. I got the new doorknob for this. I gotta put it in still, but got the hinges painted. Got the sealant on this. Back of that bed lined. Let's see, what else have I done? Both the doors are completely back together. You can see the tinted glass. Not super dark, but I think it'll be darker once the roof is on and the other windows are in. But I didn't really need it to be, you know, limo. All right, and then I just got from Rough Country a new, essentially cold air intake. You know, somewhere in this box. And that's just because with doing these inner fender wells, the stock box just doesn't, I mean, you can make it work, but it's not really practical for it. It's a little big, so that'll fit in here a lot nicer. It'll look a lot cleaner too. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at there. All right, so update time. So I started getting the soft top cleaned up. What I ended up doing was, it's kind of all bunched up, but I power washed it, soaped it down pretty good. So it's cleaning up pretty good. I have some cleaning product for this that really darkens this up and protects it. The windows, I'm slowly buffing them out using a just a little drill attachment buffing pad, and then some plastic buffing compound. And just really going slow with that, and that kind of cleaned it up a lot quicker than just rubbing it out, so gets it that nice dark shine again. So slowly working on that. I also got the decals in, so we're doing the star, kind of like how I had before, if you guys remember, it was white. And then the Wrangler logos, the Jeep logos, the 4.0. Not going to do the Sport just because we're doing the star. So looking pretty good there. Now over to the Jeep, a lot has been done. So you can see the hood actually matches now. So the wrap ended up coming in for this. So we got the greens that match now. So it's all one color. So all that's looking really good. Got this Rough Country cold air intake in. Kind of had to do sort of a custom fit to it, but we're still, I gotta get the fuse box mount in there. Got the whole wiring harness up front kind of redone. I reran all this, shortened up all the wiring down here for the headlights, so looks a lot cleaner. Still gotta kind of mount those, but this whole harness is just looking a lot better than it was before. It was all cracked and just looked like crap. So headlights work, turn signals are in, they work good. Then coming around back, we got the tail lights in. Those are all wired up. Fenders are on, all looking pretty clean. Got the inner fender liners in. They actually fit up really good, which I'm really happy about, because these, aren't at all made for these, but it's looking pretty good. I got to do just throw the 2 bolts in that side, but really solid, look really good. So definitely getting there. We're getting close. All right, so you can see the daytime running lights are all wired in. Got the decals all in, so we got the Wrangler 4.0, Star, Jeep, all that. Ran some weather stripping along the bottom of the hood just to kind of seal that off a little bit. Coming over here, we got, you can see my brake activator, just for doing taillights. Got the soft top on, cleaned it all up, looking pretty good. I buffed out the windows and whatnot just to try to clean it up a little bit, make it match the rest of the Jeep. Coming around here, so I'm starting to wire in this new third brake light, so it's going to be the LED ring, just going behind there. So should look pretty good. Just tapping into the old harness there, so I just got to find a good way to run this, and then we just got to do a license plate light, and we should be just about done with electrical. But yeah, it's going pretty good, so I'm gonna get that wired in and show you what I did. Alright, so what I ended up doing for this is I ran the all the wires through the spare tire carrier up through here, back to here. I drilled a hole in there, here, so that comes through underneath here, which can get us to the spare tire light as well as the license plate light. And these are all just spliced through there. So that works out very nice, because when we're opening and closing it, that just goes in and out with it, and it's not interfering with anything. Alright, so it's been a couple weeks now that this has all been wrapped, and I've kind of gone through and done most of the finishing up stuff. So there's still things here and there that we got to get around to, door panels, interior, all that, but the extent of it is basically done. So it's definitely come a long way, looks a lot better. The wrap is holding up fine. I just washed it today. I'd still like to do like a ceramic coat or something on it just to give it a little extra something, but for now I really want to start kind of testing the thing by either going off-roading or not babying it as much, just so we can see how this wrap holds up through all that. But what's nice about it is if I damage something or if it starts to lift, I have extra wrap sitting around where I can rewrap pieces here and there if I need to, and I think that'll work out pretty well in the long run. The tailgate still has to be rewrapped. I haven't done that yet, but I'll get around to it at some point. But yeah, other than that, it's definitely getting there. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode. In the next episode of the series, it'll be sort of a shakedown, walk around of everything that was done, and I can update you guys on all that. But for now, we're actually going to start on my next project. So if you want to see that, please like, comment, subscribe. All that would be great, and I'll see you in the next one.